Have you noticed a particular sort of perspective that you write through in your music?
For sure. I feel like when I started writing music, it wasn't with the intention of sharing. So a lot of it comes from a more private perspective.
Oh, wow, yeah.
In terms of talking about, it's kind of my catharsis and like self-therapy, if that makes any
Right.
sense. It's a way to process a lot of stuff. And
So what's that like to then perform it publicly and then record it and share it in a way that it's like, this isn't me like just working out stuff and sketching music that helps me process things. What's it like then to have it out into the
It's
ether?
terrifying a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah. I recently went and talked. Our drummer Dan teaches a class at Aquinas about songwriting, and I talked to his students about this. And it's one of those things like the more you become aware of the things that you're saying, the more scary it is.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I feel like we've reached this point with our music where we have intention about the things that we want to say to our audience, to our listeners, especially in terms of normalizing things like mental illness and like the darker, more flawed feelings of being a person.
Yeah, which I think everybody has those same thoughts
Yeah.
if we're really honest about it.
Exactly.
You know.
And it's one of those things, like it's scary in the sense that you're very vulnerable when you're telling those stories. But at the same time, I do feel a sense of empowerment when I get to frame them the way that I want to
Right.
and like take control of the narrative
Right.
and kind of hopefully help other people understand themselves a little bit better as
Yeah.
I'm using it to understand myself.
Yeah. Well, intuitively, I think what I like about your music is that I don't get the intention, or I don't get the feeling that your intention is to help people.
No.
It's through it's through the rawness of what you write and how you perform it and all of that, that through that authenticity comes whatever people want to read into it. If they read, they can co-align and feel alignment with what you're saying or feeling or saying, singing.
Sure.
That's where the help is in that community that you're
Oh,
unintentionally
You're just
creating.
being present. Like you're just being a part of the community as you are, so that other people who are similar can feel less alone.
Yeah.
And so we don't talk about fixing any of these problems
Yeah,
that we
yeah,
talk
right.
about, but we do try to normalize having them.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was what was missing from like my hometown community,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of something that has been built a lot through the internet.
Right.
That visibility of seeing
Sure.
people with all different types of struggles, and then being able to find people whose struggles kind of coincide with yours, so
Right.
that you don't feel so alone in that.
Yeah. This Full Exposure podcast episode has been made possible through the support of Metro Health, University of Michigan Health, and Dr. Peter Hahn, who believe that creativity and the arts are essential to a rich, healthy, and fulfilling life.